please don't hurt me, I'm scared, from behind you.
I'm going to try and grab his arm. Like, I assume you, like, sat next to me. What's that?
I think there's something in Zaga's pasties. I'm not feeling very good.
No, my arms are very heavy, and can you not hear that creature?
Yes, it said don't hurt me, I'm scared or something.
What? Oh, it didn't sound like it was speaking.
It sounded quite sweet.
It sounded like it was growling to me.
Please, are you... Hello? You can hear in Draconic it's speaking, saying,
Okay.
please help me, I'm scared.
I was going to say in Draconic, who's there?
Valna, you turn around and in the darkness, it's hard to see at first, but basically the fire that you have lit is kind of reflecting against the surface of something. And you see two small eyes looking from behind you. The creature is probably about the size of like a human on all fours, a lizard. Looks like a dragon. Do you think Valna's ever seen a dragon before?
Probably not.
Probably not. There are dragons in the Agatha Woods, so it's perfectly feasible for you to have. But
maybe, but not like close. Maybe like it way off in the distance, like a silhouette, like someone's gone, oh, look at that.
This looks like a dragon, but way smaller than one you've kind of heard of. Looks very young, kind of the light dancing against
probably
its
seen
scales.
pictures and stuff.
Yeah, its wings kind of come out from its back and stretch all the way down its tail, like two great big fans. And you can see, again, that kind of it looks very kind of scared. As you say, who goes you, who are you? They kind of backs off. You're like a kind of cat, like shrinks down a little bit. It's like, my name's Rithnim.
So now it's speaking in Ark.
No, speaking in Draconic stuff. Because no one's spoken to it in Ark and it's speaking Draconic. And it goes, my name's Rithnim. I'm really lost. I'm sorry I blew on you. I just didn't know if you'd attack me like everybody else. Again,
Do you speak dragon? You look like a dragon.
I do. It's okay. Nithrin? Was it Nithrin?
Nithrim.
Oh, nice to meet you. Why? What are you doing here?
Again, I'm sorry, I should have specified time of day. It's kind of the sun's just starting to rise. So you can kind of just see, like, it's mostly like that dawn light. The fire is flickering still, and it's just kind of like still quite dark, but it's getting towards morning. And it's just like, I'm lost. I have been for quite a while.
An insight.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Do I believe him? 9.
It just seems like a scared little creature. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I didn't know what to do.
So, I'm feeling a bit weak. Is that you?
Yeah. I can stop people being able to attack me.
Did you attack that cart over there?
They took my treasure.
I don't think they realised it was yours.
I know, but I needed it back. I was very hungry.
I see. You gave them quite a scare.
Well, they shot me with arrows and tried to hit me with swords.
Oh, I see. But they said that they didn't see what attacked them.
I don't think they did. I tried to be quiet, but they knew something was there. It seemed just kind of blind. They fired arrows. I don't know why I say this. So they didn't use swords. They just fired arrows at me. They couldn't quite see where I was.
Why have you come to us?
I saw him when he kind of looks at Derek. My friend has met with people like him before, and they are usually quite nice.
We're very friendly and we mean you no harm. Is there any way to maybe reverse this heavy-limbed thing you've done to us?
It'll wear off quite quickly.
As we're speaking with, was it Nithrin?
Nithrin.
As we're speaking with Nithrin, could I just be telepathically waking people up with the sentence, everything's okay, but slowly wake up, we're not in danger, we're having a conversation with this thing.
Do you do it to everyone, including David and Phil?
Just intermittently, like while you guys are speaking, I'll just like place a sentence into each person's mind, including David and Phil.
Everyone kind of slowly wakes up. Do you think you can? Yeah, as you guys wake up, you see this kind of small gold dragon. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a little picture. Sorry, listeners, but
Aww. It's very cute. I recommend the Google.
Looks like good cooking.
Shut up. Kind of stands there, and it's like, as everyone kind of rouses up, it's like, I left my friend because I thought it was about time I needed a lair of my own, and then I found a monster. I found a nest, And then a monster came back to the nest and I scared it away.
What did the monster look like?
It was like a horse, but it had big wings and a beak. It was a very sharp beak.
Can I point to Custard and be like that one?
Kind of backs off, really scared, like, yeah. I think it was its nest. But then it left because I needed. It was my lair. I needed to be there. It was very important that I was there. I need to look after everybody, and I needed a lair to do it. So then it left, and then I got really hungry. So I tried to find some gold, and I found some gold, and then it got taken from me.
Yes, you'd mentioned that part.
Can I try and get a grip on Custard just in case Custard has some flashbacks?
Custard's still sleeping. Custard's still currently sleeping, but if you can, I suppose,
Crouch next to him.
yeah,
just in
get
case.
quite near him and kind of hold on
Tighten
to
the
his
lead a
reins.
little,
Yeah. You see, they hear the cabin doors unlock, and David and Phil kind of look out, short swords in hand, and they go, "What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?"
It's okay. It's
like
okay.
holding the swords out.
It's okay. Put it away.
You see, it's kind of Nithrin's kind of cowering back a little bit. Can you give me a persuasion check, please?
17? Oh no, 18. Sorry.
You can kind of say, like, okay, but what the fuck is it? That looks like a dragon.
It is a dragon, just a small one. It's just scared and lost, and it seems that it dropped its treasure, and you picked it up.
You see David, look, it's a little fucking bastard that stole our stuff.
Can I go over to David
He claims that you stole his stuff.
and just say, I said he wasn't a threat, okay? And I try to put my arm on his hand to lower his sword, but my arm's like spaghetti. So I just flop my arm on top of his hand. Put your weapon down.
The weight of your arm
It's enough.
Oh, my fucking hell. He kind of sheathes his sword. What's wrong with it? Why did it, what's going on?
It's scared. It's lost.
All right. They kind of hop out of the wagon. Where are you from? And the dragon kind of looks. It's like, I live with my friend in an old tower by a lake surrounded by trees. I don't know. I haven't been able to find it. Phil kind of goes, I know what that is. Really good fishing spot. We used it on the way back. We kind of filled up rations whilst we were there. You know, if this is where it's from, we can take it back there, see whoever this friend is.
It'd be nice to get some fish.
Who is your friend exactly?
He's his name's Arthur.
Is he a dragon too?
He's a human
Human what?
being.
But like,
What is he being?
A human.
I mean, does he possess magic?
Yeah. He's a wizard and he lives in a tower and he's my friend.
I have a bad feeling about this. Is it because there's a person involved and you don't trust people? Because I'm noticing a pattern. Yeah, maybe.
Can I make a roll and see if I know him from wizarding school or legends or lore? A 17 for history.
You don't know of a wizard Arthur who's friends with baby dragons?
Those eccentric tower wizards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like a wizard's tower is like a classic thing for a wizard to do. Like, right, I'm leaving this, I'm setting up my own tower and I'm going to do my own wizardy things.
He must be in his 90s at least by going through this phase.
No, he's my friend's not. Arthur's like nice. Like he's not gonna hurt. Like you can just take me to like where I can see the lake and I'll be able to get back. He'll probably give you something to say thank you for helping me.
I think it's worth a try.
Maybe he could magic us up some more rations to take with us.
I wonder if a wizard would have access to healing potions.
Oh, useful, yes.
Likely, he may know the lay of the land as well and be able to give us better directions in the map, point out potential dangers.
Good view from a tower.
Oh, yes.
And perhaps a nice place to rest.
He's quite private about his house. Like I say, he collects magic items, so he might have something to give you.
It's not too far out of our ways, and Nathan.
Nathan kind of speaks to Phil and David, pulls out his map, and they kind of work it out together. The kind of point where it is like, no, not really. Like, we'll divert a little bit, but not too badly.
Phil and David, are you coming?
Well, now I've pointed out on the map, Phil kind of says, I'd rather we didn't, if that's all right. Like, I don't really want to deal with this dragon business. I think it'd be best if we head off, to be honest.
That's understandable.
Oh, he kind of turns to the dragon. Can we get any of our gold back? And the dragon kind of looks a little bit sheepish, like Nithrin looks a bit sheepish. He goes, I I've eaten it. I'm really sorry. And there's a look of disappointment on Phil and David's face. And like, well, I guess we made 2 gold. He says, like looking at Valna.
Can I just say, it wasn't really your gold. It was his first.
Phil kind of goes, I guess, but I don't know. Where did you find it? And Nithrin looks a little bit sheepish. And like, I kind of dug it up, just found it in the woods as well. This treasure clearly had a long journey before it fell into my belly.
What do you poop, Nithrin?
Golden nuggets, I take it out of my pocket.
Just normal poop.
I believe it when I see it.
We're not. No.
Yeah, I mean,
can you do it?
Well, I mean, if you
camp?
eat gold, I don't know, something valuable maybe comes out the back of you,
know.
like a golden goose.
I'm not pooping gold. The gold kind of shimmers his scale, his like wing, goes into my scales.
I imagine Derek, as we carry on, keeps a very careful watch on Nithrin's backside.
As you kind of get them out, Phil and David kind of bid their adieu. Once again, say thank you very much for everything
Nice
you've done.
meeting you.
Yeah,
Safe
nice to meet you all as well.
travels
Thank
back
you.
to the capital.
Yes, thank you. But we're not going to the capital actually. We're going to head over east, we think. But yes, thank you.
Oh.
They start to trundle away. Nithrin seems to be relaxing a little bit, quite happy that you're going to help. It's like, I hope Arthur's not upset with me. I just felt like I was old enough. You know, it's time to strike out on my own and find my own lair.
Old are you?
Me, I'm 4.
Is that 4 in dragon years or just 4 in general?
Do you have different years?
Well, I know there's dog years, and you dragons age at a different
No,
race to us humans.
I've been alive for 4 trips around the sun, I guess.
Oh, fair enough. You are
4
quite
years.
young.
Yes. But no, I'm big enough to stand up for myself.
I pat him on the shoulder and just, head and then just walk on. I'm sure you are.
Maybe I jumped the gun a bit. He says as you all kind of walk away. Did anyone have questions for Nithrin as you make your way north towards presumably his home?
I'm waiting for my questions to be answered.
What quite? No.
And we're all looking at you while you stare at his ass.
Have a bag.
Like I say, I'll let you know when I poop and you can inspect it.
Appreciate it.
That's fine. Do you eat gems?
No, I wear them.
You're shiny.
Yes, it's part of my ancestry.
You're like an amethyst dragon,
That's correct, I
but
am.
like a person.
Yes, we're Dragonborn.
Oh, you're the god messenger people.
Well, so it's been said, yes.
Oh, that's interesting. And you don't eat gems?
No, we treasure them, but we don't consume them.
No, I'm just confused.
I mean, if you like gold so much, why do you eat it?
Gold, well, I eat gold. Gold I eat, but like gems are also nice as well. They're tasty. And then Arthur says they make you big and strong.
How did you find yourself with Arthur?
I've lived with Arthur since I hatched.
And shouldn't you be with your mother and father when you hatch? I know some dragons don't look after the young, but gold?
Usually yes.
But
I don't think he'll know answers from before he was born.
Yes.
I'm sure Arthur would have explained why he doesn't look like Nithrin over here.
I'm only 4.
Yeah, I think Nithrin's questions might be a little bit limited at this point.
Nithrin is hiding something. Like,
Can I-
he's trying really hard not to say anything, but he's like,
Can I try and intimidate him into saying?
dickhead. Yes, you may.
That's a 21.
What'd you say? What'd you say to this 4-year-old
I'm just
child?
thinking because Zaga I don't want her to get angry just yet.
You've already made one child cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me technically.
It was both of you.
gotta get
Team
angry.
effort.
You gotta get
Kind of
mean.
just step in front of Nithrin and say, right, you shiny little thing, you tell us what you're hiding or we're not going to take you where you need to go. We need to know exactly what we're walking into and I need to know exactly what to write down for my notes.
Backs off towards you, Valno, because you've been really nice to him. Kind of backs off a little bit, and he's like, I can't tell you. He told me not to tell you. It's a secret.
Tell
a
us
secret.
specifically?
No.
Well, the thing with secrets is sometimes you need to tell secrets in order for people to be able to help you, and we're trying to help you.
Secrets get people hurt, and if you don't want to get yourself hurt, you will tell us.
He kind of looks down at his feet, and then looks up at you for reassurance, Valna. And then kind of looks a bit scared at the half-orc before and kind of says, he mumbles something under his breath.
What was that?
He's my dad.
He's your
Did you say
dad.
He's your father.
So he is a dragon.
He nods.
Oh,
But how can he be a dragon and a person?
I do believe That some dragons can cast magic?
He said adult dragons can sometimes look like people, and people get scared if there's dragons nearby, and he says that if people find out that there's dragons nearby, then they'll kick us out of our home. And he doesn't want that because that means that all the people will get hurt and die.
What does he eat?
Gold.
Where do you get all the gold?
He has a lot of treasure, but also, other things.
So if he's worried about people finding out about the dragon and portrays himself as a human, why does he not hide you?
He does.
Oh, and that's why you wanted some space?
Yeah. I've thought I could find my own place in the world. And then he said no, and then I thought I was old enough, and I was going to prove him wrong.
And your dad, Arthur, he's you say
He's actually called Arthraxis.
Your dad, Arthritis, he's quite...
Arthraxis.
Oh, that's right. He's quite protective of people.
Yes. Well, the thing is, people hear dragon and they get scared. And then when they get scared, they try to kill them. And then, well, he's a dragon. So they don't kill him. And then a lot of people get very, very hurt.
I see. So I think I can understand that people might not like dragons, but that might not necessarily be their fault.
Exactly.
So he'd have no reason to harm us.
No.
Well, I'm sure he'd be
Okay.
happy we bring his child back.
So he has some other friends that kind of come and help sometimes that do good things when he hears good things need doing. But it's not very many, and it's very secret that people do this. He's friends with some of the elves and none of the humans. He used to be very angry with elves, he told me, but he's not anymore.
Oh, really? Well, it might be nicer to talk to him than to some real humans.
Yeah, he used to be very upset with elves, but he's nearly 1,000 years old, I think. He's a very old dragon.
Well, I think we should go and meet him.
Yes, onwards. I'm looking forward to
Please
it.
don't tell him I said anything.
And
No, we'll keep it a secret.
Yes.
And there's nothing else you are not telling us.
There's nothing to tell you.
Okay, I just need to make sure because, like I said, secrets get people hurt.
And your father's digestive system, we're not keeping any secrets there about...
Please don't ask Arthur. Please don't ask him if you can inspect his poo as well.
No, again, it's not. So, he also eats, normal. I also eat normal food. It's just treasure tastes really nice and also does help. Part of a balanced diet.
What was it, my golden goose, that you did to us that made us all floppy and lethargic?
It's so different dragons have different things they can do. Are you walking at this point?
Yeah, we're on
I
our way.
imagine,
Yeah.
Different dragons can do different things with their breath, and metallic dragons, so children of Bahamut, we can do things that aren't just hurting.
Oh, you worship Bahamut too?
We are of Bahamut. The metallic dragons were created by him.
Of course.
I'm sure you know this, but I'll tell your friends as well. There were the three dragon gods. There was Tiamat, Sardanor, and Bahamut, and they all made their own dragons. Bahamut made the metallic ones, Sardanor made the gem ones, and Tiamat made the
Chromatic ones?
yeah, that's it. I always say colourful, but chromatic ones, and they did that, and they all worked for each of their gods and did their own things. And then there was lots of wars with big people.
Bigger than dragons?
Yeah, similar size to dragons.
Oh, they are big people.
Big people. Wow. And then there was some fighting with elves, but not for very long. And then the dragons didn't do as much anymore. They kind of hid away, so they stayed secret. Not that long ago, the gods decided that because the dragons weren't doing enough anymore, they would send messengers that they all worked on together. So all of the Dragonborn, is that what you call them?
That's right, yes.
All the Dragonborn are descendants from the messengers of all the gods that they work together to represent that they are doing something as a group and trying not to tie themselves too much, because all the different types of dragons are a bit more tied to who the gods were, and they think that that's what's made us not be as public, I suppose. But that's what that is. But see, we are children of Bahamut. This is, for you guys, the origins of the Dragonborn. It's fairly commonly known that Dragonborn are like messengers of the gods, or at least they profane to me. They said 200 years ago they just arrived, And they were like, hello, we're messengers of the gods. In fact, Derek, you know this, your grandparents were the first dragon
I
lord.
feel as if Derek would not have shut up about this, so we're very aware because every 2 minutes Derek's like, did you know I'm a messenger of the gods?
My grandfather did this, and there's a lot of weight. So you'll often find that Dragonborn are in really influential positions. So, like, you find really influential, but never the top of the chain. They're never the emperor, they're always the advisor.
Okay.
They're never the king, they're always a lord. Like, they never get to the top, they're always kind of like in high positions, but never ruling anything. They kind of have a bit of the share of the power. They arrive with lots of wealth, so they're often the wealthiest people. So they have a lot of influence, but they don't control anything as much. I suppose conspiracy theorists might say they try to accumulate a lot of soft power, like they try to influence rather than control directly. Like a lot of the stories of dragons arriving to cities and leveling them and becoming dragon emperors are ancient. Most humans tell stories of humans having experienced this, but there's actually no archaeological record of them ever happening. Elves, probably, but it's been a long, long time since anything like that happened. Bit of draconic history for you. Woo! So yeah, child of Bahamut, and I don't poop gold. But yes, we can all, basically, the children of Bahamut, we can do stuff that's not just damaging. And that made you all weak, because what it means is that we can stop you from hurting us. So it makes you less effective at fighting us, which means that we can stop the fight without having to kill anyone.
I wonder if we can magnify your powers to a large enough degree that we can stop these wars.
We need a lot of dragons.
Yeah, I mean, my father can do it a lot, but, not for...
But on a massive scale, taking down hundreds of thousands.
I don't think that.
Saving lives.
It didn't last very long, really.
No.
And would you permanently immobilize people?
Well, it's better than... as a necromancer, I suppose it's not better than seeing them dead. I'd lose my test research. But the gods want a war. It'd be a good way of stopping them from playing with people's lives.
I don't think the dragons would like that. I don't think they would like to help the people.
No, fair enough.
Nithrin's like, I can't say too much because Dad's like, people can't be trusted and this and that and the other.
But your dad likes elves.
He doesn't hate elves anymore.
Oh.
Like, I think he appreciates
Still a step up, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Did you have any more questions for Nithrin? I imagine him kind of like flying along at head height as you're all kind of
Nithrin?
walking. Yes.
What's your favourite food that's not gold or gemstones?
Fish.
You like fish?
Yeah, so the lake outside of the tower is full of, like, so many fish. Like, the people that we met were right. Like, it's a very good fishing spot. And I can swim. I can breathe underwater. And it's really fun to... You go in the water, and then you bury yourself beneath all the silt and the sand. And then when you've been there for, half an hour, the fish forget you're there. And then when they go past, you grab them.
That sounds like a fun game.
It is.
I like to do a bit like that in the forest when I'm hunting. You go in and you hide in a bush and you draw your bow and arrow and you wait until all the fawn have forgotten that you're there, and soon something comes hopping along or skittering past and you can shoot it.
Hunting's fun. I like hunting. Maybe I could come hunting with you at some point.
That would be good. We could go fishing.
Maybe when I'm older. But yes, that would be nice.
We'll go fishing when you get home.
Yes, that would be good fun. As Nathan's kind of navigating, following the path, keeping an eye where you're going, he starts to divert off again this kind of desire path that you're on, this kind of small trail, which is getting less and less. When you're on like a footpath and the grass is overgrown, you don't really know where you're going. You're going through quite, again, not forest per se, but there's getting more kind of wooded areas around here. Until you do get to something which probably does define as a forest. Derek, are you wearing any jewellery?
Underneath my armour, I'd say.
As you're walking through dense woods and you've gone off the track, you notice like a really thick mist has started to roll through, but probably doesn't go above knee height. And there's almost like a twinkle to the mist as you make your way through. You watch as kind of like, at this point the trees are a bit too dense, so you watched as Nithrin is walking alongside you, his head just kind of poking above the mist. And then as you continue to walk, maybe like an hour-ish later, walking through this mist, you notice that your gems beneath your armor, where you can see them, are glowing like a brilliant bright light from all of your gems. Nithrin stops. Arthur has questions for people. Who wants to speak to him?
Interesting. The dragon wants to speak to us? No. Oh, the wizard wants to speak to us.
Yes.
The dragon father.
Yeah, remember. No, friend.
No,
My friend
yes,
Arthur.
your
Dragon
friend.
friend.
My friend Arthur.
We're
My
so
friend Arthur
good at
wants to
this.
speak to you. Who wants to speak to him?
I'll speak
Yes.
to him.
Well-
I speak Draconic. Oh, shit. We're not meant to know he's a dragon.
Oh, no, he does speak Draconic. Well, I
does
speak
he?
Draconic. Yeah,
Well,
I thought, yeah.
I'll speak to him in
To be friends with a dragon, you have to speak Draconic, I suppose.
True.
I'll go and say hello, because I might want to ask him why I have these headlights around my neck.
In all of your heads, you hear, "Hello, friends. You seem to have brought back my charge."
Yes, your friend.
Yes, Nithrin. I just would like to let you know that you are welcome here. Please be calm, and I will welcome you. Once you reach the lake, I will meet you there. Do not fear, be careful, and do not touch anything. Stand by the lake, and I will see you there.
Okay, thank you.
Many thanks.
See you soon.
You continue to walk through the forest, and then eventually the tree line, you can kind of see it coming through as the trees started to thin out. You start to see the hints of a lake beyond. And as you come to the edge of the tree line, it opens up a beautiful lake out before you, twinkling in the sunlight, almost uncannily, like it shouldn't be this glittering, but it kind of glitters in the sun. You can see deer in the woods kind of poking out and looking at you. And on the other side of this lake, you can see a impossibly tall tower. So tall that you think you should have been able to see it from miles away, poking up above the tree line with vines wrapped around it, old stone cracked and tumbled around it, almost like it should not be standing. And yet, stand it does at the other side of this river.
This is some powerful illusion magic that can hide this.
Wow. Powerful mage, I assume. He kind of winks at you when he is powerful mage, I assume.
50 of the best illusionists at the universities can't do this. I mean, it's not a high bar, but still.
You hear a voice from behind you. I'm glad you like it. You turn around and you see a man standing there with a very long white beard, long kind of white hair, in long flowing golden robes.
I told you in his 90s.
Nithrin turns around and takes flight and flies over to the old man, barrages into him, who kind of pulls him into a great big hug. As he's kind of giving a big hug, kind of closes his eyes to give him a tight embrace and looks up, kind of lets him down to the floor. Thank you so much for returning him to me.
Of course, he seemed so sad when he was lost. We couldn't not bring him.
Dragons can be a little bit excitable when they're young, and I think he thought he could strike out, but thank you very much for returning him to me. It means a lot. I might repay you. You are amenable to it. I have something that I hope will be of use, a magical item which I feel I can spare, which I think may be of some use to you and has helped me in the past. And he pulls out a amulet. It's
Where?
he reaches into one of his sleeves, pulls out an amulet it's in the shape of a gold sun with a big kind of piece of amber lodged in the center on a long chain. This should, if anyone is trying to track you or find you, this should dissuade them and make them struggle. It's an amulet of proof against detection,
Fascinating.
which should be able to help.
How does he feel about us having custard with us?
He almost hasn't really.
He's got a pet dragon. So.
In his,
I mean-
yeah, like it's kind of from it's. How would you respond if you saw someone with I guess a bicycle? I guess is the modern day allegory.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of like, oh, they have which is weird. Like if you went into a village,
Yeah.
like, they'd be
if
like,
we didn't
what
already know there was something going
Yeah,
on.
exactly. But he is kind of like but then also even if you didn't, he's a wizard. Like
Yeah.
he's probably seen this. He might even have a few in the tower. You never know.
Custard's the equivalent of a penny farthing bicycle.
A penny farthing that can fly.
There you
like
go.
it's it's bizarre. You are hidden from divination magic whilst wearing this, basically. This helped me in many occasions for when we are trying to stay hidden, as I'm sure you can tell I am here.
Is that whoever's wearing it, or is it whoever's within a proximity?
Whoever is wearing it, you must be attuned to it as well. But if any of you are ever being sought, or if you are trying to protect yourselves, this should come in use. Like I say, it has helped me on many an occasion.
Thank you very much.
Please, I encourage you to set up camp by the lake this evening. Nothing shall assail you. You shall find yourselves nourished and satisfied, and you should wake up feeling refreshed tomorrow. It is a magical place. I would ask that you do not return here with frequency and do not tell people of this location. It is my private solace, my place of solitude. But if you ever require anything, you may come speak and I may be able to aid. Although I am not in the habit of coming on adventures, those days of mine are long behind me.
I reckon Zaga would rip the page out of the book of the little map that she draws wherever she goes about how to get to this place. She kind of rips the page up and scrumples it up. So if anyone were to find her journal, they wouldn't be able to find the location of this place.
Do you make it obvious to him that's what you're doing? Or are you just kind of doing it to yourself?
I'm doing it. If he sees, he sees. If not, like...
He seems to give you a knowing smile and a nod.
Have you got a fishing rod? I'm going to put my hand to what the locals call fishing.
Might I suggest rolling up your sleeves?
I'm going to follow as long as well.
Rest your hands in the water. Now, the fish will swim away initially. It's quite plentiful water. And wait. And test your hand for when one comes just close enough, you can snatch it from the water. It's very exciting. Much more rewarding than a wand, I must. A rod, I must say.
Interesting. Maybe I should try this.
I want to try that. Come on, Belmont.
Please, go ahead. Did you have a question, Dragonborn?
That was going to be my exact question.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, do you not want to find out why you're glowing?
Oh, yes. Why am I glowing? And also, can we drink from the lake? Like, it's not holy or anything, is it? Can we have a wee drink?
Yes, no, please be my guest. You can drink from it. You can hunt the game here. You can eat the fish here. You will find that your hunting abilities are heightened here, I would say. The woods here are plentiful. Your gems are glowing. The latent magic in the area is potent.
I'm going to hunt some deer.
Please be my guest. I'm going to take Nithrin here back to our tower, and we're going to rest and have a conversation. So this is probably the last you will see of me until you leave. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I thank you all greatly for what you have done.
Thank you for letting us stay. This is probably going to be an actually pleasant night's sleep.
Yes, it shouldn't rain, and you should be fine to sleep under the stars.
I'm already at the lake with my hands in
You're
the water.
already getting ready. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm holding my hands out in the forest, waiting for a deer to crawl into my hands.
Can I roll to see if I catch it?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say dexterity survival.
Not 20 plus 7, 27.
Easy. You stand there, and it's almost like you put your hand in, and he said the fish would swim away, and a few of them kind of sway away a little bit as you arrive, but then they very quickly return. You manage to catch kind of like a wiggling fish.
Can I get
like,
enough to
instantly.
feed myself and the hippogriff?
I would say so.
everyone.
You're a dab hand at this. Yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of maybe a few times you managed to get a good amount of fish to prepare.
Just piling them up behind me.
I like to picture custard maybe as the way animals do when they've got their head resting on their front claws. They're just next to the river, just kind of watching you.
I'm going to get a small fish and throw it in the air, see if you can catch it.
Yeah, easy.
Yes!
He leaps in the air, eats the fish in one, and then kind of looks very pleased with himself, and then goes back
Good
down
boy,
waiting for you to get
Custard.
more fish.
Shelman's going to give it a try. Well, this doesn't look too hard. 12.
12's enough.
Look, Nathan, I'm doing it.
You put your arm in, you catch a fish. It's almost like you lift your hand out and you're thinking, oh, I missed it. And then your hand comes out of the water and you've got a fish in your hand.
I like to think that he's got this little fish that's flapping and
Yeah,
I've
it's
got a
like that's a
pile
little
right
side
behind me.
But you have nonetheless, it is thrilling and exhilarating to do it.
I'm going to try and grab some deer.
Like physically grapple a deer.
Well, no, I got my javelin, so I'll use a ranged attack.
Yeah, you've got bored of waiting there with your hands out.
Yeah, I would say, again, so give me, I suppose an attack roll with advantage.
Oh my god, 12
In total.
in total.
You kind of hunt around, you see a deer, and you throw your javelin through the woods, and you're like, shit, I missed it. And then you see it strike the deer, and you've managed to find an amazing piece of game with almost like a golden kind of hue. In fact, the same with the fish, like a golden hue to its fur, a golden hue to their scales. Zach, are you doing anything whilst you're in this, I suppose, magical place?
I'm still making notes, but
Just not where it is.
Yeah, there's no specifics.
okay.
I'm just documenting what is happening, what I'm seeing, what it is, but there's no specifics and no one could know. But I will also apply small poultice to custard.
Of course. Again, Custard's kind of sat next to Valna whilst hunting. As you put the poultice up, he kind of stands up a little bit as you do, and then comes over and nuzzles you as you do it. Very rapidly becoming a very tame hippogriff.
Just then I'm literally chucking fish over my shoulder, so I'm
He's-
sorry if one slaps you in the face.
No, you find your hand is incredibly good, and Custard, in this area at least, is incredibly good at catching these. In fact, almost all your experiences whilst in this place are overwhelmingly positive. When you're writing your notes, you never struggle to find the right word for what you need to get. When you're preparing the feast, Derek, you never struggle to kind of prepare it correctly. You get enough fish to feed all of you. You all have a wonderful time.
Are we able to cook enough and preserve it so we've got rations, so it's not just a one-time thing?
Like smoke it.
We've got a whole deer, so I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we can.
Like,
Yes.
we can make
Lots
some
of
like
fish.
jerky, like jerky or something, just so.
I think it's probably reasonable. I'll be generous. You get 8 days rations each.
Oh wow!
Yay.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, I need to work out if you can carry that, but basically you'll get 8 days rations each from the stuff you've prepared, which I think you should be able to.
Could I spend the evening making a little kind of harness thing for Custard? So he could just have like a little bag on either side of him to hold some of our stuff.
Yeah, I would say you can get the
Fashion out of leather, couldn't
I was
you?
going to say the skin from the
Yeah.
deer. You're able to preserve it. Again, all of your endeavours here seem far easier than they rightly should be.
Do we get suspicious by this, or are we
the-
too bewildered
so
to
the-
be able to think like this?
Your brain's not addled. There's nothing. So
You're not concerned.
I will give you. There's no amount of check that will really tell you the true answer to this, because there are situations where you can be somewhere that's too good to be true, and you've lost a million years, and all of a sudden the world's ended around you or whatever, and everyone you know is dead. Your brain does. If you take a moment to consider it in your suspicion, your brain doesn't feel affected. You don't feel any pull to do anything. You don't feel like maybe you even test this a bit. You try to leave. You feel like you can leave. Like there's nothing dragging you here. It just feels like whilst you're here, a lot of things are going your way.
Like the area is enchanted in some
Yeah.
way.
In fact, it probably comforts you a little bit. Maybe you have that thought of this feels a bit too good to be true, and then you go, oh,
Yeah.
I've had that thought. We're
because
probably
I'm
all
able
right.
to think like that, I
Yeah.
should be okay. Yes,
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, you have a wonderful evening. You prepare the stuff, and as you kind of bed down for the night, the grass feeling like a soft bed. Perhaps you feel as comfortable as you have since you left the academy. You gaze upon the midnight sky. There are more stars in the sky than
Shooting
you
stars?
think. Absolutely, there are more stars in the sky than should be possible. You can see. You swear you see planets. Like you can see, like the sky itself is a beautiful thing to look upon. And as you rest, you do feel truly nourished. You feel well fed, but not too full. And as you wake up the next day, you have had a full long rest, but you also now all have inspiration as well.
Yay!